All right, let's take a look at your extended KSBY microclimate forecast. Take a look at this live shot of Pismo Beach. All thanks to 805 webcams, you can see the conditions have been beautiful over the course of this weekend thanks to high pressure and offshore winds. Let's go ahead and take a look at the high since midnight. It was quite warm out in Paso Robles today, where daytime highs reached 80 degrees, 70s. In other communities, you can see it's a lot warmer out in the interior right now compared to some communities closer to the coast in the 50s and 60s. However, temperatures within the last 24 hours dropped 15 degrees in Santa Barbara, and the air is somewhat dry out in our inland communities. So here's what's going on with the forecast this weekend. So we saw that ridge of high pressure and offshore winds bringing clear conditions to the forecast, but that's all going to change on Monday as that ridge of high pressure is going to slightly flatten as a cold front starts to move through the region. And you can see onshore flow is going to start to increase, bringing some low clouds and fog to our coastal communities. But by Tuesday, that ridge of high pressure is going to start to rebuild itself, and it's going to cause warmer temperatures by the midweek. We are seeing somewhat of low clouds and fog for some of our coastal communities today, but we are still going to see clear conditions in the forecast. However, as that front starts to move through with onshore flow in place, you can see we are going to see some low clouds and fog for our coastal communities, even moving into some coastal valleys into Monday night and even in some interior communities like Shandon. But we're still seeing a breeze out in our interior communities and some areas down along the south coast, but it's still going to be somewhat breezy for areas in Santa Barbara later on tonight with wind gusts at 20 miles per hour. However, by Monday morning, we're going to see a little bit of a breezy start in San Luis Obispo. Onshore flow is expected to increase by the late morning hours into the afternoon, even extending into our interior communities. So it's going to be another breezy day on the central coast with gustier winds down along the south coast, especially in Isla Vista. And we have a high surf advisory in place for our west-facing beaches where we could see high surf between 7 and 11 feet. This advisory does not end until 3 a.m. on Tuesday. All right, so this warming trend continuing into this week for Monday. So it's going to be quite warm for areas away from the coast compared to our north coast beaches where daytime highs are going to be in the 60, 68 down in Avila Beach. Daytime highs in the 5 cities are going to be a lot cooler. 71 out in Nipomo. It's going to be warmer out in our interior communities again. So it's going to be quite a nice day on the central coast. Again, onshore winds moving in, so we could see cooler conditions for our coastal valleys tomorrow as those low clouds start to move through, as you see right here in your KSPY 7-day forecast. So temperatures reaching close to 80 degrees in Paso Monday and Tuesday, but that ridge of high pressure is going to rebuild itself by the midweek, allowing for temperatures to increase right around Wednesday and Thursday. If you're heading out to the desert, it's going to be quite warm tomorrow, 91 degrees out in Palm Springs. If you're heading out to San Francisco, temperatures are going to be a lot cooler out in the Bay Area. But as we take a look at your 8 to 14-day temperature outlook, it's going to be a lot warmer, but the precipitation outlook shows that we are expecting to see dry conditions by the middle of this month.